But this administration is going to fix that one by one. We're fixing it one by one, one by one.
Hello, Truth Seekers. Something happened today on this September 23rd, 2024. I'll read to you this tweet by Nick's order. The DOJ has released a letter from failed Trump ASSIN Ryan Routh, putting $150K bounty on Trump. This was an assassination attempt on Trump, but I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It's up to you now. Finish the job. I will offer $150K to whoever can complete the job. So Nick asks a very logical question. Why would the DOJ publicly release this letter? All this is going to do is encourage some psycho to take Ralph up on his offer. So I decided to comment on this post because, if true, this is a very meaningful event. So to verify this, I went to NPR, not saying that's necessarily a good source. Today they wrote an article, prosecutors say suspect in Trump arm attempt wrote a letter detailing his plans. The federal government has provided new details, and when you click through the link, you are taken to this submitted document. The document's title is Written Factual Proffer in Support of Pretrial Detention. Essentially a document providing facts to support that this Ralph character not be allowed out on bond. So scrolling to the bottom of the document, we find that submission was by Mackenzie LaPont, United States Attorney, and by Mark Dispoto, Assistant U.S. Attorney, Southern District of Florida. So I'm thinking these prosecutors worked with the federal government to produce this document with the evidence therein. This letter is one of the evidence. So the quote I read to you about it's up to you to finish the job, that's included in the written statement describing this picture. And then at the bottom, the handwritten letter above goes on to state in part, he, the former president, ended relations with Iran like a child, and now the Middle East has unraveled. We're shown an image of a backpack and the weapon and the site itself. While the former president is on the 5th hole, the agent cleared the area along the 6th hole. So that's this area here. The agent rode in a golf cart along the chain link fence to separate the 6th hole from the Congress Avenue and Summit Boulevard. Ralph's position was directly in line with the 6th hole area here. And those are all the exhibits for this document. So this is really bad. And I'm saying that because we get this song and dance all the time.
Other episodes in which American secrets were blown. The Snowden case. The Snowden case, Snowden goes out there and sort of discloses all sorts of sources and methods. Two things happen. The bad guys change their ways of operating. So Edward Snowden's releases change.
Yes, we get all this proclamation of protecting sources and methods, and the importance of classification to prevent United States enemies from changing their behaviors in order to avoid detection in their criminal activities. Now knowing that there is a potential reward for disposing of the leading Republican candidate for U.S. President of the United States 2024, that's likely going to influence the behavior of bad actors determining their incentive to do such things. Remember the bad boy who took away lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and how that person's manifesto was never released? Actually, the manifesto was partly leaked by Steven Crowder in a show and then later released. Here, as Jason notes, the DOJ almost immediately releases the contract hit on our former president. And so this is quite telling that the DOJ does not respect the Republican candidate. If this same scenario occurred with Kamala Harris, we would not know about this document. Certainly, the DOJ would not have released it. At the very least, whoever in the DOJ was immediately responsible for releasing the letter, as well as that person supervising him or her, they need to be canned. That's the very least. To do more, much of the leadership would be removed. And in fact, many departments would get moved to locations outside of DC. It's the centralization of these bureaus and agencies that's leading to a bias. Transparency is important in investigations. However, in this situation, we're talking about threats made against the leading Republican candidate before an election has actually occurred, in the environment where this person was already previously almost taken out. How many people had to sign off on allowing this letter to be shown? You can indicate whatever you would like to convey to the court with appropriate redaction for the sake of national security. The protection of a presidential candidate is a national security issue. Submission of the letter is not really the needed evidence to meet the threshold for pretrial detention. That was already satisfied with the very basic facts of the case. The DOJ just allowing The publishing of this 150K bounty is by no means an accident. The TDS of the various agencies has been on full display these last 8 years. If things turn out well and the federal government gets overhauled, I think the history books will likely show this letter as evidence of a dark seed within the agencies charged with securing our nation's secrets. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and do subscribe to my socials. It's up to us, those paying attention, to call out the corruption when we see it and hold the feet of the compromised to the fires of truth. Till next time, peace.